When most people think about global trade, they usually think of commodities like corn or wheat. However, the most dominant commodity is oil. At the core of this intricate global finance web is the petrodollar system. This is why when people around the world think of money, they often think of the US dollar. But it wasn't always this way. From 1720 to 1815, if you asked someone to name a currency, they would likely say the French livre, as France held the reserve status. From 1815 to 1920, the British pound was the dominant currency. After World War II, everything changed with the Bretton Woods Agreement, which established the US dollar as the world's reserve currency. This shift occurred because the US emerged as the only standing superpower after the war. This new system was not just about commodities, but about cementing the dollar's role as the global reserve currency. This status granted the US two specific advantages: economic stability and rising asset prices. Economic stability allows international trade to thrive by providing a common value and currency everyone agrees upon. The second advantage is that the country whose currency is the reserve benefits from rising asset prices, including treasury bonds, seen as safe investments. This stability attracts countries like Japan, China, and the UK to hold significant amounts of US assets through foreign exchange reserves. Another hidden advantage of the US dollar is its ability to control the world's energy markets.
The standard of living of all Americans can be traced back to here, the vast oil-rich deserts of Saudi Arabia.
Our house is your house.
There's an Arab saying, the sands are blowing. And I submit to you, King Fahd, that if the sands of time give us any hint of the future, it is that in the days ahead, the friendship between the Saudi Arabian and American people will be a strong and vital force in the world.
After the dollar was removed from the gold standard, it transformed into the super petrodollar, effectively replacing gold with what some refer to as black gold, or oil. The story of how this transformation occurred is one of the most fascinating in history.
The petrodollar is actually a device invented by Kissinger and Nixon.
U.S. President Richard Nixon sent his Secretary of State and National Security Advisor Henry Kissinger to Saudi Arabia for a secret meeting.
That meeting took place on the battleship USS Quincy, and very few records were kept. During this meeting, President Roosevelt promised the King of Saudi Arabia weapons and protection in exchange for granting the United States the exclusive right to develop Saudi oil using dollars. This meant that if countries wanted to trade the most crucial commodity, oil, they needed to obtain US dollars. From that point on, oil would be priced in USD, and any country attempting to acquire oil without using dollars historically faced significant challenges. This arrangement between the US and Saudi Arabia has helped maintain US dominance over global trade and preserved the US dollar as the world's reserve currency for over 75 years. However, just this Sunday, the Prince of Saudi Arabia announced that he would not renew this contract. This decision is part of a larger trend where countries are moving away from using dollars in international trade and oil transactions.
The dollar. Looks like they're dumping it.
The world's largest oil producer, Saudi Arabia, is reportedly asking to join Brics.
As more and more developing nations, including some of the world's largest economies, decide to ditch the dollar in their bilateral trade, voices of concern and even despair are being heard in the US over the looming end of America's global financial dominance.
But what does all of this actually mean? Consider this question. What is the US famous for exporting that the world is buying? Let's look at some examples. China is renowned for being the world's factory, producing and exporting a vast array of goods. Germany is known for its engineering and high-quality manufacturing, with brands like BMW, Porsche, and Mercedes. Japan is a major exporter of electronics and cars such as Toyota and Honda, and is also famous for its anime. South Korea is known for semiconductors, smartphones, Samsung, cars, Hyundai, Kia, and top-tier skincare products. Saudi Arabia is famous for its oil, being one of the largest crude oil exporters. Russia is known for its natural resources, including gas, oil, coal, and other minerals. Brazil is a significant exporter of agricultural products like soybeans, coffee, sugar, and beef. India excels in exporting software services, tech, and pharmaceuticals. Australia, rich in natural resources, leads in exporting iron ore, coal, natural gas, and black opal. Canada exports timber, minerals, and is known for its friendly people. France is a major exporter of luxury goods and fashion. Italy is also known for fashion and luxury, with brands like Ferrari and Lamborghini, as well as its wine and pasta. The Netherlands is famous for happiness, flowers, dairy products, and vegetables. Switzerland is known for financial services, being the world's largest bank, pharmaceuticals, and Rolex watches. The United States, on the other hand, is famous for Hollywood and the Kardashians. However, the US also produces many things the world consumes, including technology and culture. It has created some of the largest companies in the world and exports the biggest military. Yet, arguably, the biggest export of the United States is the US dollar. By design, we are the world's largest exporter of money, providing aid to many countries with vast amounts of money. So how does exporting dollars benefit the US economy? The answer is that it helps in every conceivable way. The petrodollar system has created a global demand for US dollars and treasury bonds. Other countries buy these dollars and bonds, allowing the US to fuel its growth by issuing this debt, which others purchase. Now, if you like this video, check out this next video right here.